For the past year, Halifax musician and composer Asif Illyas has taken every precaution to avoid contracting COVID-19. But then in May, just days before he was scheduled to get his first vaccination, his wife Alison Weeb, a family doctor, contracted the virus from an asymptomatic patient. Illyas says his wife suffered a migraine and what felt like a bad cold. For himself, he knew something was up when he couldn't detect any familiar smells in the backyard garden, followed by what felt like strong allergy symptoms.
All of a sudden on a Friday I got a bit of a fever, and then it started to get hard to breathe, and still sort of soldiered through, but as each day progressed everything got harder, like everything, until the point where it was the next Thursday and I couldn't even walk from the sink to the sofa.
After a second trip to the emergency room, Illyas was admitted to the Halifax Infirmary COVID ward and eventually the ICU. There he compared the CPAP machine that helped him breathe to sticking your head out the window of a moving car for hours at a time.
I felt like Mark Watney in The Martian, sort of just floating out there, and then I'd see these little messages pop in from either Allison saying someone dropped this off, and I'd have my Paul Simon and Phil Collins and Sting and whatever playing just to keep me comforted, and it was this kind of soundtrack going on, and every one of those things just kept me going.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
The staff, they're so positive, and they were just so helpful, and because they can't be in the room with you the whole time, they can only come in for a second, and even if my IV was occluding, they just had to press one button. They had to suit up in a whole new PPE. So the work and the heat, and so it just brought tears to my eyes every time they came in, because it's like, you guys are in this all the time, and it was just, they're just superstars, yeah.
While in hospital, Illyas posted a video to Facebook to alert his friends to his condition, to praise the work of infirmary staff, and to also make a plea that frontline healthcare workers like his wife should have had their first and second doses of vaccine long before this.
I just thought, what if this was because she didn't get that second vaccine, and her staff or someone, and I just thought of all the people who are trying so hard, and then the people that have to go out, like the police officers and the bus drivers, and all these workers in the hospitals and stuff, and then family doctors and I just thought, if I can say something like this is serious, if anyone's not taking this seriously, so I just said, I guess it got me.
After 10 days in hospital, Illyas returned home for an emotional reunion with his wife and two children, Ava and Jet, and to continue his recovery as his medication and some fresh spring air helped him regain his strength. It also gives him a chance to respond to the dozens of people who sent him messages of support during his ordeal.
And then when I got home, it was this incredible thankfulness for not only just being there, but just for all the people who reached out. I better not, get too emotional here, but it was, and just all those things again, but I wouldn't recommend it to get that perspective. No.
I'm Stephen Cook in Halifax for the SaltWire Network.